I hope they're enjoying Lower Alabama. My name is Greg Reilly. I work with IFAW, the International Fund for Animal Welfare. And I thought I would give you guys some updates about the work that's going on. Yeah, good? All right, thanks. So one of the biggest projects that we've been working on, at least that I've been working on, I've been working with a company called Motion Info, and the CEO and founder is Moses Caloro, who was just here recently. Last week he was here, and he was here to finalize the installation and inspect the installation of an AIS send-receive station on the Seaside Amelia Inn, which is right next to where the festival is held. So they are a station keeper, and that came about because of the relationships and the reputation that the ambassadors have maintained here. The AIS is it's an acronym for Automatic Identification System. It's an industry standard. It's been required on commercial vessels for decades. What we're trying to do is use it in an innovative way by establishing coastal stations. These boxes live on ships and they ping out who the ship is, where they're going, just some very simple particulars. Motion Info came to us through Dr. Michael Moore of the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute, suggesting that they could establish a network of send-receive stations along the coast that would identify when vessels are coming into right whale habitat and direct message those vessels, letting them know they're in the habitat, letting them know if regulations, speed restrictions are in effect, and the like. One of those stations is here. And it pings from the hotel and warns any vessel that's in range when the whales are here, that they're here. We are starting to establish that. We are almost done with the Georgia coast. I was out on Wausau Island yesterday, which is a National Wildlife Refuge. We might wind up posting one on a tree. I mean, there's nothing out there. But we're trying to get this all the way up the coast from about Cape Canaveral to Maine. And if we had that established, we would have pretty much the entirety of their range, except when they go visit Destin, Florida, apparently in the Gulf of Mexico.
Thank you.
But we might be expanding into the Gulf of Mexico. We'll see, because there's other species that can benefit from this. And as you know, we've had discussions with lawmakers and with port authorities, maritime shipping companies, and the like. There's a gazillion other uses for such a system, right? You could message them about whales, but you could also message them if there's an oil spill or a port closure, you name it. So we're very hopeful that that is going to come about. We are starting to get money now. That has been the missing part. Of course, money is always the tough part. IFAW has a grant that we're hoping to get from the National Fish and Wildlife Foundation, but also Georgia Conservancy is doing a campaign. They're expecting to raise a few $100,000 for this system. The National Marine Sanctuary Foundation came up with money to sponsor and fund several stations along the Georgia coast. Georgia DNR funded one, Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission funded one, and we're continuing to have conversations. But Amelia Island and the Georgia coast, this is like our biggest priority, is to get this area covered. Because here the big threat is vessel strikes. We don't have the entanglement issue that we have up north. Very exciting. And along with that, we're also working with the ambassadors on their exhibit, the exhibit that they're putting together that'll be here at the Amelia Island History Museum. That'll be a mobile exhibit, and part of what we want to work with them on is a kiosk similar to what we did up in Savannah. And what it does is it's an interactive touchscreen, and so you can kind of play with this system. You can see the overlap of the whale traffic and the vessel traffic. It makes the vessel strike issue really clear to anyone who interacts with that. So, and we're excited about that because we know how much work is done here to promote awareness of this issue. And so, I mean, we recognize immediately, like, that is money well spent, to help support this effort here, especially now, because I came onto this job about a little over 2 years ago. The political environment was very different. So we were approaching lawmakers and looking for funding from the federal government. We were looking for increases to regulatory efforts. Well, that's probably not super attainable right now. So we're having to change our approach to things. So we're a large organization. We hired new lobbyists that have relationships with the other side of the aisle. We did things like that. We're going to fly folks up to Cape Cod at the end of next month, staffers from a lot of legislative offices, to show them around the Cape, what's going on at the Cape, get them out on whale watching tours, things like that, to explain the issue. But interestingly, like one of my theories right now is that while the large organizations come at things from a different standpoint, IFAW comes at it from a pragmatic solutions based, right? So this AIS project is perfect for us. We want to do something that has a direct impact. Other organizations like Julie's, she's part of the sighting network, and they do research, and they get volunteers, and they do education efforts. And then the whale ambassadors and the folks that put on the unbelievable right whale festival here, that's kind of the grassroots. And that's what this is. This is a grassroots event. It's incredibly important. And right now it's a more important part of the patchwork than some of the other approaches. Not that they're bad approaches, but sometimes different approaches are better at a specific point in time. And right now, the grassroots is absolutely the most important thing. It has to bubble up from the bottom, and the lawmakers have to know that people care, that these issues are important to them, that they want to pass on a world that is as beautiful, or hopefully more beautiful, to people like Liddy. And Liddy, my God, so just incredibly grateful to know that there are people of the next generation that are gonna come out and continue this work, and she gives me great hope. So that's it. I will close it. Thank you. This is my third right whale baby shower, and I can't wait for the next one.